Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another video review. I'm the techgooch, and today I'm actually not shooting with my traditional 4K Sony camcorder. I'm shooting with my iPhone 7 Plus, which may be why the audio and video is a little bit different. But the reason I had to do that is I'm showing off a new bag that Peak Design sent over for me to test out, mainly for my mirrorless setup. This is their Everyday Sling bag. Now, before I get going on this, just to skip a few things, this is probably my favorite bag I've ever used, specifically with my mirrorless setup for everyday use. While backpacks are fantastic for larger setups or longer trips, this is fantastic for an everyday bag for any small camera or lightweight setup. So you can even use a large DSLR with this, but you're not going to pick out all your lenses if you have a whole bunch of them. If you're just a standard person that maybe has one or two lenses, maybe got a new kit or something like that and looking for a bag that's not overly all huge, check this guy out because this is awesome. It not only is, decent weight, size-wise, it's traditionally 8 liters in size, but it expands actually up to 10 liters. So if you need, if you're going on a trip or whatever, you have it full, and all of a sudden you need to throw something else in, you can actually expand it to 10 liters in size, which is fantastic. Most of the time, I think 8 liters is more than enough for anything that I'm going to do, to be honest. Another thing you may actually notice right out of the bat is there are straps on the bottom for a tripod. I have my Manfrotto tripod that I typically use in my setup. Best part about it is, when you set it down, it stays upright, even with the tripod attached. So these guys were thinking when they actually put together their bags. And I actually have a backpack that I'm going to be reviewing shortly, but this is the one I kind of started out testing because my main setup is my mirrorless camera. Waterproof fabric, so it doesn't matter if it's pouring rain, you're actually good to go here. Zippers are actually watertight zippers as well. You're not going to go submerged, right? You're not going to submerge this guy because you're still going to get things leak through. But the actual zippers themselves are weather resistant. There are plenty of pockets for items to do, and I am going to get a little bit closer here shortly with I guess in the bag view. But in this currently, I have basically my entire setup that I actually run. On the outside, you can see the actual tripod. It's a quick loosen up the two straps, pull the tripod out, and we're good to go. If you weren't running a tripod, then you can just tighten those straps down, and you're good to go. The inside the main bag, which is actually up here, which I'm happy that it's not a snap and pull open like this, because you can actually pull it while it's actually slung on you. You can actually open it up and it's all good to go. It'll actually hold open. One of the few bags that I've ever actually had that actually did that. Inside, if you can see here, I got my camera, I got my Rode microphone, I got my standard kit lens because my main lens that I use is pretty much always on the camera. I even have my iPad Pro with a nice case on it and the Apple Pencil all inside here. So it does have a tablet case. 10-inch tablets will fit just fine. You're not going to get a large 12-point, or a large 12-inch tablet in there. But yeah, it works perfect for what I have. Up here is where I keep my main accessories for my camera, my extra battery, my charger, my lens pen, little USB external battery if I need to use that as well. And then that's going to be basically what's on the inside. Now all these little compartments, and I'll show you when I zoom in, are adjustable as well. On the outside, there's another zipper compartment in the front. I keep my iPad cable in here, any small accessories for my iPad, or if I need to get quick access items, I'll throw it in there. And then of course you saw the bottom. The expandable part is actually up front here, so you can see how it expands here. So if you loosen it up, you can actually get a lot more items in this front zippered pocket, which adds that 2 liters of extra space. Really neat design as well. Actually has to do with the zippers. So there's only 2 zippers on the outside of this bag. The sling bag, not so much. Backpack's probably more worrisome, but if you're traveling and you have it maybe slung around your back and you're walking, you're not really paying attention so much, pickpocketers or somebody could actually easily open it up and grab something out. They actually thought of that. So on the main zipper here, there's a little slotted guy here, and I'll show you this closer up as well, that you undo and you actually feed it through the main part of this zipper, like that, and then when you hook it back on itself, on the little metal buckle, I guess, now you can't actually open them without unbuckling and undoing that. So while it's not locked, right, it's theft deterrent, and that's the point. Is so somebody can't just come up to you and do this. They actually have to work at getting that undone like that and then go at it. Now, is it doable? Of course, but it just adds that extra little security part that I think is really well thought out. You have a really nice adjustable strap itself. Peak Design's straps with their cam buckles here that make it easy to adjust. I love those things. The same with their neck straps. And then you actually have a really nice heavy-duty grab handle. That's definitely, it's stitched in, it's actually riveted on, it ain't going anywhere. So let me grab my phone, let me get a little bit closer on this, and then you can actually see the goodies, I guess. Alright, so here we go. So here's the main bag. You can see where the buckles are for when I put the tripod on there. And I'm sorry, I'm actually going to have to do this kind of one-handed, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult. But like I said, if I loosen this up in the front here, that's where you expand, right? You can see how it expands from the side there. So you can make it thicker, essentially, right? That front pocket where I keep my iPad cable or my charge cables, you can see that. And then when it expands, it gets a lot bigger in the front there. It also does take a lot of stress off the inside as well. So I'm gonna unzip that, and this is that security buckle I was showing you before. You can see how basically you undo. I can do this one-handed. You undo that, and you can see how that, oh, sorry about that. So you can see how that unbuckles. And you slide it through this actual metal ring here. So let me see if I can show you how to do that here. So I slide it through the metal ring. Like so. And then you would buckle it back upon itself, and I actually have it inside out, but buckle it back upon itself, and then you're kind of locked in. Okay. All right, so let's open it up. And you can see those watertight zippers. And then here's the actual interior of the bag itself. Now I have the A6300 camera from Sony with a Zeiss 16 to 70 millimeter lens. So that's my main setup, and I have it just kind of slid down there on its side. I have the standard 16 to 50 millimeter lens that came with it. And then I have the Rode VideoMic Pro that I slide down in this area. Now these containers actually have a few different neat things with them. They can actually, you can see this, they separate here. And what happens is you get this little shelf that you can build. So you have an under compartment underneath. So I like, in this case over here, this lens here, I could actually place it underneath this lower compartment. And it's going to be protected from maybe a second lens that I would put on top of the shelf. And there we go. And so they're actually separated. They're not going to clang together. You're not going to do any damage to anything. Or in that case, quick access to grab them out. So go back to how I had it set up, because I actually like my setup. Then the iPad pocket. They have a little Velcro enclosure here to hold it in there. You don't necessarily have to use it. You can actually just stick it down there if you want to have quick access all the time. But it's just a standard tablet pocket. So you can see the size of that. You're not going to get a too much larger tablet in there. But I do have a nice protective case on there, so it actually has that thickness to it. And then, of course, these are all Velcroed in here. So these are fully adjustable. I can actually take them out and have one large pocket as well. And then my accessory part here for Peak Design. If I open this up. So you can see how I have everything laid out. They have little pockets. I actually have memory cards in here as well. This is where I keep all of my camera accessories, so it goes right along with the camera when I open it up. Alright, so that is how I have my Peak Design Everyday Sling set up. So that is the Peak Design Everyday Sling. Honestly, yes, they sent this to me to test out, to show you guys, to see how I like it. And I can honestly say with absolute passion that this is my favorite bag I've ever tried, ever. It is fantastic. It's well laid out. It's well put together. It's constructed very well. I have a brand new puppy, and we were driving down the road, and I looked behind, and he's actually gnawing on the bag. It did no damage. So, thankfully, but yeah, it's built better than any bag I've ever actually used. It's designed better than any bag I've ever used. And knowing when he actually spilled water, his water dish on this bag, and I was kind of freaking out. I mean, I understand that it's water resistant. It is really water resistant. Nothing got wet from the inside. So I have nothing but absolute amazing things to say about this. Highly recommend checking it out. I'm going to post the links directly in the description, so check those out there. Thank you for all the people out there that have supported me over the years, and I'm going to continue forward as best I can. But if you have any questions, comments on this guy, please post those below. Like, subscribe, share the video. I want you to share it to as many people as you can so we can get more viewers. Shout out to Peak Design. You guys did a fantastic job on this bag. I can't wait to show you guys one of the backpacks that I got. So that said, I will see you guys in the next video. Check us out on the social web, and we'll see you soon.